For all the guff Luigi's gotten over the years in Mario role-playing games, it was about time he got shown some love. Sure, all those jibes about Luigi's weight, his inferior jumping skills, or his less than handsome mustache are still very much part of Mario and Luigi Dream Team, and very funny they are too. But now Luigi gets to be the hero, even if it's only in his dreams. Dream Luigi can be 100 feet tall, duplicate himself hundreds of times, stack himself high to crush enemies, manipulate the environment to guide a hapless Mario around, and yes, be far more handsome too. Luigi's newfound abilities certainly provide the wow factor that draws you into Dream Team, but it's the tight combat and irreverent take on the Mario universe that keeps you coming back for more. This is one seriously enjoyable game. It's the combat in particular that's great here, mixing as it does traditional turn-based commands with the timely button presses of a platformer. While there aren't a terribly broad range of attacks, the absorbing nature of the battle system more than makes up for a few missing fire spells. For example, fire a shell at your opponent and expertly alternate between buttons to land blow after blow as the shell bounces back and forth faster and faster between Mario and Luigi. And if you nail that all-important final kick, you're rewarded with an eye-popping display of colour as your opponent is launched into the air and dropped back to terra firma with a mighty thud. Like previous games in the series, there's a twist to proceedings. Here you explore the dreams of the Pillow People, a bunch of inordinately cute pillow-shaped people with a penchant for taking naps that have become trapped in a dream world and turned to stone. They're scattered across Pillow Island, and thanks to Luigi's uncanny ability to fall asleep at will, you enter the dream world via Luigi to free them from their stony imprisonment. There you're paired up with Dreamy Luigi, a handsome, more charming version of himself with a diverse set of powers that are used to solve cleverly designed sets of puzzles. For instance, you can create multiple Luigis that form into a rather wobbly looking stack that can topple over gaps to push giant switches, or compress down and spring up to leap high into the air. Later, you can even form a pseudo helicopter with those Luigis and hover around levels by navigating passing airflows. Dreamy Luigi also changes up the battle system. Rather than the brothers fighting separately, Luigi's powers are absorbed into Mario's. A simple stomp turns into a shower of damage-inflicting Luigi's. A hammer attack pounds the ground with multiple hammers and is ideal for taking down the larger mobs that populate the dream world. Even cooler are the special attacks, which see you building up a tower of Luigi's for an almighty stomp. Tying the combat together is a story that's suitably charming and cheesy in equal measure. It aims for silly and hits it dead on. For a world as bright and colourful as that of Pillow Island, it's an ideal fit and a far cry from the saccharine melodrama of your typical JRPG. It helps that the cast of characters that populate the island are just as bizarre as the wisecracking French cube and are all too happy to make fun of poor Luigi, particularly his lacklustre moustache, as you explore the island. And there's little that can prepare you for Big and Little Bro, a pair of macho bean brothers with a muscle obsession and a talent for some wildly inappropriate use of the word beef. Such an eclectic set of characters makes exploring the colourful Pillow Island a joy. You want to uncover every nook and cranny and speak to every character just to hear what wacky joke they'll come out with next. The classy combat and quirky characters combined with a levelling system, ranking system, gear to upgrade, and collectible badges and puzzle pieces that offer up new powers make Dream Team a rich RPG. It's also laugh out loud funny, even more so if you're a fan of Mario games, thanks to some wonderfully self-aware jokes. And while the core combat system and feel of the game remain largely unchanged from previous games in the series, the dream sections with their Luigi-based silliness add just enough to keep things feeling fresh. Mario and Luigi Dream Team is more refinement than reinvention then, but boy is it a lot of fun.